Welcome to Transparent with Tina Marks. I have two incredible guests today. Before I introduce them, I want to let you know, for those of you who don't know, I am a business coach with Tom Ferry. These two ladies are joining us from the brand new building of Tom Ferry International. I believe it's on the 55 freeway, isn't it? I haven't been there yet, but let me, no further ado, Kathy Ferry, Tom Ferry's bride, and Pam Jacobson.
Thank you, Tina. I'm so happy to be here.
Transparent with Tina is all about bringing information and knowledge to live the best life possible. You have both formed Level 10 Health.
Correct.
So I was introduced to Level 10, I think it was almost a year ago at the Elite Retreat. And I will say that I am a breast cancer survivor. And Kathy, I know that you are too.
Yes, I am.
Why don't we have so many things to discuss about the product and everything else. Why don't we start off with your journey and how this even came out and evolved?
Okay, so like you know, I'm a breast cancer survivor. It's been 2 years since my last chemo, which I'm very excited about. I was diagnosed 2.5 years ago with triple negative breast cancer. And so with that diagnosis, you basically have no other choice but to do chemotherapy. That was really all they gave me was good news, bad news, you're probably stage 1, good news, bad news, you're doing chemotherapy. So when I heard that I had to do this chemo, I knew I needed a team. I needed support for myself. I didn't know what to expect. What is chemo? I've only heard, you know, it's like the worst word along with cancer. It's the other C word.
Right, exactly.
And so I had to search around. I needed to find somebody. I read the Joan London book. She hired somebody. She had triple negative cancer, had to go through a lot of chemo. And what I read with her is that she had an amazing nutritionist, person that helped her along the journey. So I searched and needed to find somebody that not only knew about nutrition and was educated. I wanted something with a little bit more, which Pam was a nurse for a long time. And then also she dealt with cancer patients and chemotherapy. So she understood it. And so she was my gal. And what I got was not only was she treating me through this, but as I'm sitting there laying on the table with her as she's doing acupuncture on me, that's when we kind of I realized that she also understands how to create products and is a compound, what were you calling yourself?
Like formulator.
Like she's a formulator herself. And she was formulating products for me. And so for my journey through the chemo, and so that will lead us into how I got with Pam to create the Level 10 Health products.
Okay, but you got a very full life. So then you said, I'm going to take this on. And what was that? I'm going to do this because...
Well, it's part of, you know, anybody that knows or has been to one of our events understands that we are a lot about, you know, increasing, you know, your ability with your own life, you know, increasing your business. Not only that, Tom's really big, you know, as we all are, and trying to hit every point of the circle here of life. You need to have a balanced life. You need to, you know, whether it's wealth and making sure you have enough money, you know, saved so that you can live a secure life. So we're hitting on all these points, but one of the points that we talked about, but we weren't really doing anything about, was health. And health is like the catalyst of it all. We can't do anything without health. And a lot of the negative mental state that comes from people and their own negative self-talk, a lot has to do with the fact they don't feel good about themselves. Maybe they're overweight, or maybe they have an energy issue or focus issue or something like that. So that's why as I'm sitting there with my own issue, my own disease that I'm dealing with, I'm laying on this table and it just hits me. And I go, hey, Pam, I know you formulate for individuals, but by any chance, do you think you could formulate something, a morning routine for a larger group of people? Something that, you know, I'm going to hold this up because this is the first product that we put together was the Power Morning Shake. And I said it's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. It's got to taste good, of course, and it needs to cover. When they take this in the morning, It needs to put all the nutrients so they can get off and have a rocking day.
Kathy, I love that you said the morning routine, because you know what, I'm always talking to my client about the morning miracle, the morning routine, the gratitudes, everything else. I mean, and then you add that on top of it. I mean, you are a warrior. You are a powerhouse. I mean, how can you not handle things? I mean, there are certain days we're going to not feel as strong, but I talk about it's like you're putting on your armor for the day. Okay, life is challenging. So you better be strong physically, mentally, and spiritually. You've got that, you're ready to rock, right? And every single time with my clients, when I hear them, they're losing confidence, things aren't happening. Did you stop your morning routine? What are you eating? Are you exercising? It all comes back to the same thing. So
well, it is important, because if you don't have, for me personally, I find breakfast to be a very difficult meal, because I don't find it, even when I was cooking for my children, I was like, what am I supposed to make them? I mean, it's like eggs, it's, some cereal, it's like there's oatmeal, and I don't know, I just don't find it very healthy. So I love knowing that I'm starting my day off personally, even before all this. I've always had a morning routine for my breakfast, and it's quick. I don't spend a lot of time on it. It takes me like 1 minute to be done and on my way. And
right.
We are all living really, really busy lives.
So, okay, let's get into it. Tell us about the Level 10, the 3 different products that you have right now.
When Kathy had first approached me about this, I had to, because my daily practice is a clinical practice. So I see patients and I formulate specific customized formulas for each patient depending on what they need. And so the challenge was, how do we create something for a more general population? And so I had to really look at, what do I typically see in my office as the main issues with most people? And as it turns out, when Kathy and I finally sat down and talked details, it was the same issues that we saw in the Tom Ferry, client base that we were looking to formulate these products for. And it was things like issues with weight management and keeping their energy level at a certain place to be able to perform at the level that they wanted to as agents. It was problems with sleep and problems with digestion and just general lagging health function, if you will, because that's really
right.
The focus of these products, is to restore health, to restore normal body function, and optimize health so that we prevent disease process. So that's really what the Level 10 health products are focused on. So there's 3 products in this initial launch that we did. The Power product, which, there were really 3 key things that Kathy and Tom were concerned about. First of all, what are the issues that our client base have, things like weight and energy, the quality of the ingredients and the therapeutic nature. In other words, strong enough to make a difference, to really change someone's issues, not to just maintain, because that's what the majority of your
exactly. And you know what, I was going to ask that. So one of my questions was, this is what's, I think, very confusing for most people. There are so many different products out there. Okay, so why Level 10? I mean, I know it's all natural. Okay, so that's a huge drop in the bucket. But when you're a consumer and you're in Whole Foods or wherever you are, and there's 50 things for each one, why would somebody choose Level 10?
Well, the majority of the stuff that you can buy in a Whole Foods or over the counter are going to be for what we call health maintenance. And here's the issue. If you're going into Whole Foods to buy something, most of the time you have a problem. So you're not looking to maintain the health you already have. You're looking to restore function, to fix the issue. And so they're not going to be products that have the dosages or the amount of nutrients that are needed, or perhaps not even the ingredients, right? And then you also have the issue of, is it pure? Is it clean? What's the quality? Is it going to be targeted enough for what I'm trying to fix? So Level 10 is, I like to say, top of the head to the toenails, right? It's a complete health system. It deals with the brain, which is our sort of computer that, helps the body to do everything else. It works on restoring your own internal energy systems. That's what your energy formula is for.
Right.
It also works on the giving you just sort of a well-rounded nutrition. The Power Formula is better than a complete meal. It's better than most meals that a person is going to have. It not only has your protein, but it has all of the superfood nutrients that you need in the form of real food, like fruits and vegetables and such. The Energy Formula is actually a hormonal balancing, fat burning formulation. And the Focus Formula is for the brain. And just to give you an idea, you take 6 Focus capsules a day to get your daily dose. So you're not going to find products in Whole Foods that are going to ask you to take 6 capsules a day. And again, the reason is because they are not therapeutic, meaning they aren't designed to fix a problem or change a problem. They're designed to help you maintain good health. The problem is most of us aren't already in good health. So Level 10 Health is about health optimization, and it is ingredients that are going to make real change.
And I'm going to say this because we did have a call right before this with all my clients on here, but you know what? I'm going to say this again. I'm on all 3. I started with the Focus because I have severe ADD and it affected me and I was debilitated most of my life. And now, I have 50 something clients. I'm razor sharp and I'm only taking the 3. And you said to take the 6. So guess what? Watch out when I start taking the 6. Oh, so anybody that's watching right now, tell us how to get the Level 10, because this is a YouTube show. This is for everybody watching, not just my clients. So how do they get into the Level 10? What's the best way?
Probably the best way would be to go to the Level 10 website. So it's Level 10, spelled out, TEN, health.com. And there's just a wealth of information on there. There's a live chat option. You can reach customer service, you can order product, you can learn about the product, you can look at recipes. So we've really set the website up sort of as the hub to help people get connected. Now, once you become a Level 10 Health client, then you're invited to a private support group where we provide ongoing education, and everyone in that group supports each other in their efforts for health optimization. So there's a lot of great things besides the products here, for sure.
Awesome. So ladies, you recognize this lady?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
That's Maida. So I said I was going to say a little bit of a story to lead this into how we all know each other. Okay. So Maida, I met 3 years ago. I hosted a local talk show here in the desert where I live in Palm Desert, California. And it's all about bringing great information and wellness and all types of information. And one of my sponsors was her broker. So they would have real estate agents on once a week and they'd have 4 minutes to do whatever they wanted to do. Maida was one of them, and she was just starting out then. And she was a rock star already then. I mean, I remember going, she's like already, like this is her first year out. Had not seen you since then, right? This summit in August, I knew she was there because she was with another client who said, I'm with Maida, but I didn't see a picture. 6,000 people at the Tom Ferry Summit, by the way. So it's not that easy to run into people. I'm at a coffee line. I look to my left. There is Maida talking to somebody. She's in what appears to me is a wheelchair. Now I know that that was a walker, okay? So I'm standing in line, just like when you're waiting to greet anybody, I'm polite. And I'm standing in line behind the person she's talking to, and she sees me and jumps out of her chair. Oh my God, I was on your show, and hugs me. And so we start talking. And as she's sitting down, I almost said something stupid. I said this to her. I almost said something stupid, like, what'd you do to yourself? Did you break your ankle or something? And as I saw she was sitting down, she was trembling a little bit. And I thought, oh, I'm glad I didn't say that. And this is why I call my show Transparent with Tina, because I'm being completely honest about how this whole thing went down. We sit down, or she sits down and begins to tell me that she's now has an autoimmune disease, correct?
Mm-hmm. Still undiagnosed, but yes.
Still undiagnosed. In fact, it was 1 PM. You were going upstairs to take a nap because you were exhausted.
Because it wore me, too much stimulation wore me out and wiped me clean. I can only go for so long, but with so much activity, it just wiped me out.
Wiped you out. And you say by the end of the day, it's very difficult speaking and so forth, right? When you came back, we had a conversation, and I don't remember it was then that you said that
Yes.
you had met with Pam, and all I know is
I had just
the
met
first or second conversation, you're like, I can't believe the change in me. I've been working with Pam. I've been on the supplements. Now I'm going to hand the baton over to you. You go ahead and tell us what happened, Maida.
Well, I went there to learn how to do more sales and continue to grow my business. And little did I know that it would actually help my health. And I heard Tom Ferry speak about his wife, and I went, okay, well, I didn't go through the same thing as her, but maybe Pam can help me. And there's this long line at her booth, and I went and spoke with her, and she gave me some tips to start. And I went ahead and got her information to go ahead and start on the vitamins, and to meet with her after. I was going to my daughter's wedding after the summit, and planned on meeting with her, and she got me on, do you want me to go ahead and keep going? She got me on dietary changes. She got me to start working on meditation, and she got me on acupuncture. And within a month, I was like walking great. Once in a while, I'll lose my voice at night. Once in a while, but it's not as bad as it was. Once in a while, I'll feel slight weakness in my fingers. But before, I was losing, my muscles were just not reacting to my brain. It was like they'd let go, or they'd be too tired, and I was sleeping all day. And now I have energy till the end of the day, till like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9. I mean, I'm not running around at that time. I've also learned too, which I'm having a hard time struggling with, because I used to be such a workaholic, start to overdo it again and work every day again. Like I'll go, oh, I'll only work half days on the weekends, and and do an open house on the weekend here and try to push sales, and then I go down again and my legs start giving out. Then I have to use the cane for a few days full time. And then it's like, you need to take a day off and rest here. I just want to go, and I just want to keep on working. And it's hard for me to realize that even throughout all of this, and something I learned with the Tom Ferry coaching is that by taking time off and resting and what I need, I actually sold more homes this year than I did last year. And it's hard for me to accept that. I mean, I know it's there, but when when you feel good, you feel like you just want to go and take care of whatever needs to be done and just keep doing it.
You've had a great experience with this, and you are on the level 10 supplement.
Oh, absolutely. I depend on it. It helps me feel energized. It keeps me more alert, keeps me going.
But Maida's story is exactly what this is all about.
Yeah.
It truly is. It's not, the products were created, of course, to keep a stability for people, a baseline, and the products work, which is, wonderful. But the education part, dealing with Pam, making a difference. People have all sorts of different things. You thought you had myasthenia gravis, right? Because I remember talking to you at the summit. Because my mom,
they still think we don't know yet. I was negative for MS, and I was negative for myasthenia gravis, but there's one test they didn't do with the myasthenia gravis, and they haven't checked my spine yet. And I'm actually doing a nerve mapping test. They know it's neurological or neuromuscular. It's impacting my muscles.
the changes that you've made have made such a difference, because I remember you with the cane at the event, walking, and we had a quick conversation. So it's interesting that just education a little bit, somebody guiding you, putting the right products in, and how much that will transform you just on a health level. If you took yourself just 10, 20, 30% up a little bit, it changes your life.
So I'm so happy that you were able to join me. Thank you so much, Maida, for coming on and being the beautiful person you are. I'm so glad that you're doing so well. And let's just spread the word, okay, ladies? Let's spread the word. How does everybody get in touch with the two of you?
Again, I think level10health.com is probably the best way to get in touch with us. The customer service team is amazing, and they can answer your questions, and then they can also connect with Kathy or I if there are specific questions for us. So it's just a really good hub and a good place to get information and to also get connected.
Okay, perfect. And please leave any questions, comments below. I will be sure to get back to you. And let's make this a better place for all of us to be existing in this world on a level 10.
I like that, Tina. Thank you.
All right, ladies. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, Mita.